Welcome back. It is Monday, March 25th in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. What's going on, everyone? It's Austin from Calling Our Shot. I did take off Sunday from the NBA. Let's recap how we did on Saturday, an 0-2 day. Not what we ordered. Vucevic is over in points. He shot 10 times. He shot really efficiently, but the 10 field goal attempts was his lowest in over 2 months. That sounds about right. The Raptors and Wizards, those teams just could not buy a bucket in the first half. Started scoring in the second half, but first half kind of did them in. An 0-2 day. Not ideal. And if you were to track over the last 10 to 14 days, we're on about a 4-17 run. I think one of my worst runs I've ever had in the NBA. It's been terrible. And I know if you guys been tailing, you might be off the train. But I think if you're going to buy stock in someone, better buy it to me because I am definitely due some hot streak. We've been on a bad variance kick. I mean, we've had some bad picks. Don't get me wrong. We've had some bad picks in here. But we have had a lot of picks where it feels like we really should have won. I mean, there have just been some bad beats left and right. And I know eventually that luck's going to even out over the whole season long. And what typically happens is people tail my picks through a cold streak. They're like, I'm hopping off. This guy can't buy a winner. Then we get hot. We win back 10, 15 units in a week, then they hop back on and we go on another cold streak. And that's kind of how the ebbs and flows works, especially this far into the NBA season. But I really like our picks today. I'm going to dive into them. I do want to note, though, on Saturday, I said if we went 0-2, I would give away some money. And I'm a man of my word. I will give away the money. The winners are on the screen. Garrett Pullen, 9740. Brian Heldman, 2409. And V Brown, 388. V Brown was our winner from a few days ago, but he never told me how to pay him. So I'm saying it once again in the video. Just tell me how to pay you the easiest way. Please DM me, direct message me on Twitter at Calling Our Shot, just how I can pay you, and I will take care of it. Or if you don't have a Twitter, comment below the pin comment, not just a comment on the video. Pin comment, I'll put something there, just comment below there and I will happily pay you. I'm a man of my word. I owe you guys some money, especially after having some bad streaks over the last 2 weeks. But let's not worry about that. We took a day off to rest and recover. We're back and it's Monday and we're starting the week with a banger 3-0 sweep. I'm going to dive into the first pick. It is a rookie, Amen Thompson of the Houston Rockets, over 13.5 points, -113 on FanDuel. Now, I do not mind this line at 14.5. However, Amen Thompson is a guy that notoriously really only scores 2-pointers. So going up from 13.5 to 14.5 could make him required to make another shot because he does not shoot threes. And if he makes a three tonight, that will be a surprise, as I'll talk about in a second. But I'd rather take the 13.5, and honestly, I'd rather take 16.5 points plus assists before taking 14.5. But let's start with Thompson, who obviously has been inserted into the starting lineup due to some injuries for the Rockets. He's been playing really well. Last 5 games, Thompson has scored 20, 18, 25, 15, and 4 points. He's attempted 12, 11, 12, 9, and 9 field goal attempts. Last game, though, 4 points, 2 of 9 shooting, 0 for 2 from the three-point line. From the free throw line, and it was a blowout. So he really did not get a full complement of minutes, but still played 30 minutes. He had enough field goal attempts to get it done. Obviously, he did not, and he's coming off a bad game. Now, Thompson, as I talked about at the top, he does not shoot threes. I think he's shooting like 15% from three. They're going to leave him open. And that's why you sometimes see centers on him because they're like, all right, well, our center can sag off of him. But putting a center on a guard like this, I think Thompson will be able to get to his spots and get into the paint. And that's where he scores all of his points. And I like his matchup back at home, coming off a bad game, taking on the Blazers. And you look at over the last 10 games, the Blazers have allowed the second most fast break points and the 9th most points in the paint. Over the last 5 games, which we really only look at the last 5 because Thompson hasn't played a ton of minutes prior to this, Thompson has scored 80% of his points in the paint, 23% on fast breaks. Typically, they kind of go hand in hand. Now, if you're looking like with the other 20%, typically comes from the free throw line. So where does he do his damage? In the paint and on the fast break. 2 places where the Blazers are really struggling. And I have no idea who plays for the Blazers tonight because they could maybe be without Ayton or Simons. I don't think it matters, honestly. We see Amen Thompson will still play the minutes, even in a blowout. He is a rookie, and he's still going to get those minutes, especially given how banged up the Rockets are. The Rockets are down, obviously. Alperen Sengun out for the year, most likely, I believe. But Jabari Smith Jr., he's out, too. He's suspended. And Cam Whitmore's still out. I mean, they're out a ton of different guys. So Amen Thompson's going to get the usage and in a good matchup. And heck, we even saw these two teams just play a few weeks ago. Back on March 8th, Thompson, 16 points on 10 field goal attempts off the bench in that contest. That was a game where Cam Whitmore played, Alperen Sengun played, Jabari Smith Jr. played, and Amen Thompson still cleared the line pretty easily off the bench. I think this is a spot where he can get back and play pretty well tonight. I really like this spot for him. Jabari Smith Jr., I don't know with him being out who replaces him. Maybe Jeff Green in the starting lineup. I have no idea, but I really think Amen Thompson gets his looks. I really like his over. I considered the PRA over at like 26.5, but I really don't see him getting there without at least getting 13.5 points. So Amen Thompson, we need some points out of you. Go make some shots. Go be more efficient than the 2 for 9 shooting you did last game. This is a guy that takes a lot lot of shots in the paint, gets a lot of dunks and things of that nature. So Amen Thompson, go get it done. Really like his over 13.5 points. Now, my second pick, as you guys probably know, Logan no longer in the NBA videos, not because Logan wasn't doing well or doing bad, because Logan's getting geared up for the MLB season, which starts on Thursday. So daily videos are coming for the MLB soon, and Logan's got to get ready for that because that's where he does a lot of the heavy lifting over in the MLB. I normally only do one, maybe two picks a day, so I'm just going to handle the NBA picks. I feel like Logan and I were we would look at our picks and kind of not try to overlap in the same game. You've had similar reads. I feel like sometimes it was kind of costing us some units, but this is still going to be a game pick, and it's not from Logan. This is a game pick I really like. Let me talk about it. The Suns, I'm taking their team total under 123.5 points, minus 115 on DraftKings. Now, I would play this at 121.5. There is a chance this line goes up or down throughout the day. Over-unders are a little bit spooky. Also, Victor Wembanyama status will obviously fluctuate this line. I like this line even with or without Wembanyama. Now, if you're on FanDuel, they typically don't put team total lines up until a little bit later on in the day. I like this to 121.5. Like I said, you could get a better line throughout the day. I'm not necessarily fading the Suns and don't think they cover the 12.5. I'm just fading them to score 124, 125 points. So, Suns team total under 123.5. Here's why I like it. Now, the Suns and Spurs play once again. They just played a few days ago on Saturday, and in that game, the Suns scored 131 points and beat the Spurs by 25. Now, in that game, Phoenix shot 60% from the field, 46% from three, and that was actually their second straight game shooting 55% plus and 45% plus from three. Is that sustainable? No, not at all. And are the Spurs a good defensive team? No, not at all. But they are better than that, and they're facing a team the second straight time. I feel like they will learn a little bit about their plays, and I feel like when you face a team 2 times in a row, the advantage, I feel like, goes to the defense because you've kind of seen how they're going to play, so you can kind of get prepared for some of the shots that they're going to want to be able to take, try to get them out of rhythm. Now, obviously, the Spurs are not a great defensive team, but the last 10 home games, the Spurs, 10th in defensive rating, and then the last 15 home games, only one team has actually hit this over. It was the Suns in that last game. Every other team was held below 120. Now, obviously, the Spurs, will Wembanyama play? I certainly hope so, because we would love him to be the guy down in the paint to kind of clean up some of the bad defensive possessions from his teammates. But I'm still not 100% worried if Wembanyama doesn't play. If Zach Collins plays, they probably play a little bit slower. And I think that this is just a spot I would like to fade the Suns offense. I still think they can easily win this game and easily cover 12.5. But scoring 124 points in an NBA game is not easy. It requires you to be on all 4 quarters. If you have one quarter where you just maybe put up like 17, 21 points, it's going to be tough to get a line at 123.5. I mean, you have to average 31 points per quarter. And I think that the Spurs can play a little bit better defense tonight, especially back at home. You also look at the Suns. This is, they have another road game on this road trip, but their next road game is in Denver, taking on the Nuggets, a big kind of barometer for them. So it wouldn't be surprising if maybe they're a little bit lazy tonight. Maybe they let the Spurs be competitive tonight, and that probably plays into our favor if they're being competitive. Maybe they're being lazy, turning the ball over, things of that nature. If this game's closer, I feel like we had a better chance at 123.5. If the game's close, that probably means the Spurs are playing a little bit better defense. So I really think this is a good spot to fade the Suns. I think they still win, obviously, but I think their team total is a tad too high at 123.5. I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game like 118 to 106 or something like that. So Suns fading up. They'll probably go 100% from 3 tonight. Third and final play of the day will actually be one that I really like. It's another late night game. It is Keyonte George of the Utah Jazz over 15.5 points, minus 113 on FanDuel. Now, I would take this at 16.5. There is a chance when you're watching this video, this line could have gone way up, maybe a little bit down, but I feel like this is the lowest you're going to see Keyonte today. I think this could honestly go closer to 18.5, depending on the injury report. 2 big guys on the Jazz injury report, Lauri Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson. Now, Markkanen, I expect him to play. I'm taking this pick expecting Markkanen to play. Clarkson, 50-50. This is a guy that's missed 6 straight games. Don't know if he's really been practicing a ton. Even if he plays, how many minutes does he play? I don't know. It would be great for us if Clarkson is out. If he is not in, if he's out, well, I really like this pick, and I probably put more than 1 unit on it, but obviously the line probably goes up if Clarkson does not play. So let's hope we get some good injury luck. Now, today they are back at home taking on the Mavericks. These teams just faced off that time in Dallas, and in that game on March 21st, George hit the over 18 points, did not shoot well. 6 for 16, 1 for 6 from 3. And Lowry played in that game, and he shot 6 for 20. Now, obviously, Markkanen, I expect him to play better if he does play, but he still played at a lot of volume. I think 8 field goal free throw attempts, too. He had a lot of volume and a lot of usage. Clarkson did not play, worth noting. Now, in that game, though, PJ Washington did a pretty good job on Markkanen, and George still got the over in a game that he sucked in. 6 for 16. If he hits the over, 6 for 16, we get 16 field goal attempts, I'm going to feel pretty good, but still, he did not play well. But we've seen Keyonte play a lot better at home. Keyonte has actually shot below 40% in 3 straight games, all of them on the road. This season, he's actually shooting 6% better from the floor and from the three-point line at home, so he's a lot better at home. He's a rookie. He's going to play better at home. And his last 4 home games, 26, 25, 18, and 15 points. The 15 game against the Timberwolves, a really good defense. The Mavericks are not a team that I categorize as a really good defense. PJ Washington's been really good, but he ain't guarding Keyonte George. So we look at Keyonte, I think he gets back to making some 3-pointers tonight. So do the Bucks. I mean, they look at his over and threes. I mean, his over in threes is 2.5. They expect him, they have him minus 275 to make 2 or more threes. Heavily juiced towards the over. His regular line's like 2.5 plus 100. I mean, this season at home, when Keyonte's made 2 threes and shot 10 times, which he should easily shoot 10 times tonight. He's done that in 13 games, averaged 19 points per game, going over this line, scoring 15 plus points in all 13 games. He's technically ended on 15, I think 3 or 4 times during that time span. If he ends on 15, whatever, I feel like we'll have the right side of the pick, but I really think this is a guy that's locked into at least 12, 15 shots tonight. If Markkanen and Clarkson don't play, this is a guy that could approach 20 field goal attempts. Chris Dunn also out, back at home where he plays a lot better. And if you want to add maybe added motivation, his former alum, Baylor, just lost yesterday, so maybe he's a little bit amped up for that. Either way, I really like Keyonte George tonight. I think he's in for a good shooting night. If he shoots anywhere close to 40, 50%, he will clear this line. It comes down to if he shoots in the 30s, will we get the volume, enough volume to clear over this line? I think it's going to come down to if Markkanen or Clarkson plays. But like I said, this guy's shooting much better at home, hopefully, and he's definitely due some good shooting performances after 3 straight bad games. So, Keyonte, we need 16 points from you, and I certainly think you will deliver for us. So, our 3 favorite picks of the day, Amen Thompson's over in points, Keyonte George is over in points, and the Suns team total under 123.5 points. Those are my 3 favorite picks of the day. Let's bounce back after a couple bad days. I know it's been a bad streak. I hate it. I don't like waking up and doing the videos and selling bad info. That's not what you guys come here for, but I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. We're going 3-0. We're going to get on a hot streak and hopefully end the NBA regular season in style and carry some momentum into the playoffs. So you guys have a wonderful Monday. Have a great start to your week. If you want to go check out 2 second channel videos, one of them is going to be the one where I went to the Hobbiton, where they filmed The Lord of the Rings and the Shire. Go check it out. The video's awesome. Did a bunch of other cool things. And the other one, I don't remember what the other video will be. So go check it out. Go check out those videos. You have a great Monday. 3-0. It's Dominic. See you guys back on Tuesday. A special day. Learn more tomorrow. Peace.